Hello, 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 and welcome back to The Conversation Piece with your host, Akila. Hello, 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 how are you? I hope you are enjoying yourself so far. I have a favor to ask you. If you can, real quick, hit the follow button wherever you're getting this podcast so you'll be notified when I drop a new episode. Also, like, comment, and share because sharing is caring. Thank you. Adam alayhi salam was on the earth with his wife Hawa alayhi salam, and they were teaching their children the message of worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and only Him. Adam alayhi salam also taught his children about saving their souls from Iblis, the avowed enemy. Adam alayhi salam was familiar with Iblis, as he was seduced by the devil and they were all kicked out of paradise. Paradise, however, was not Adam alayhi salam's intended stay. He was made for the earth, to be the Khalifa on the earth, to live and dwell upon. It is narrated that Adam alayhi salam and Hawa alayhi salam had 20 pairs of children. One of the most known narrations is of Cain and Abel. Cain and Abel both had womb sisters. Cain was not to marry his own sister, and Abel was not to marry his own sister. And Cain took issue with this decree, and his selfish, rebellious, deviant nature led to the murder of his brother Abel. Cain was guilt-ridden and left his family behind. Adam alayhi salam was heartsick by the loss of his sons. But he did not stop teaching to his children about keeping the faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and guarding themselves against Iblis, the one who tempted Cain to murder his brother. As Adam alayhi salam grew older, he appointed his son Seth alayhi salam to be his successor and taught him how to appropriately worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is narrated that Abu Dhar narrated that Prophet Muhammad, may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, Allah sent down 104 psalms, of which 50 were sent to Seth. Even on his deathbed, he reminded his children to protect their souls from Shaitan, the rejected one. Keep the message among you. Do not let the message die with him, Adam alayhi salam. Seth alayhi salam was a Nabi, a prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, according to Islamic narrations. Seth alayhi salam is mentioned in Hadith as having the message passed to him from his father. Seth alayhi salam is now the message bearer. Seth alayhi salam received numerous psalms and was instructed to not mix with the descendants of Cain. Cain is narrated left with his womb sister and settled in a low, flat valley. Some Islamic scholars state that music was introduced during this time from Shaitan to use as a ploy to seduce and drive apart the followers of Seth's community towards Cain's. But Shaitan's goal was to also come between Cain and Seth alayhi salam, who were also brothers. According to the narrations, Shaitan came to Cain's people pretending to have defected from the community of Seth alayhi salam. Shaitan came in the form of a man. Cain was ascribed to not be as attractive as his brother Abel, but Cain's womb sister was attractive. This genetic trend continued. The male descendants from Cain were not attractive, while the female descendants were. The opposite is said of Seth's community. The females were not as attractive, but the males were attractive. Shaitan, through crafty tricks and manipulation, introduced music, and eventually the people of Cain started to forget the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then Shaitan would go to the people of Seth and manipulate them. The question of why the people of Seth alayhi salam had to stay away from the people of Cain. They were related after all. Some of them remember the sin that Cain committed. Satan had them questioning the law and decree that was set by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. While some of Seth alayhi salam's people remembered Cain's sin, some of them were curious about the people of Cain and would sneak away. Most of the people of Cain forgot about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the message. They were under the influence of Shaitan. The attractive females of Cain tempted the men who snuck away from the people of Seth alayhi salam. Word spread among Seth's people about the fun they were having with the community of Cain. Eventually, sin was being committed amongst both communities. They forgot about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and now are under the influence of Shaitan. The devil's goal is to make you forget about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But remember, Surah 3, ayat 135 through 136. And those who, having done something to be ashamed of or wrong their own souls, earnestly bring Allah to mind and ask for forgiveness for their sins. And who could forgive sin except Allah? And are never obstinate in persistently knowing in the wrong they have done. For such the reward is forgiveness from their Lord, and gardens with rivers flowing underneath, an eternal dwelling. How excellent a recompense for those who work and strive. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always leaves the door open for his servants to repent and turn towards him. He is the most merciful. The people of Cain and Seth alayhi salam had the opportunity to ask for forgiveness. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent messengers to the descendants of Adam alayhi salam about reforming their conduct and not to worship idols. Satan's mission is to prove to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that mankind was made in error. Mankind should not be the caliphs on earth. Adam alayhi salam and his descendants are his enemy. Seth alayhi salam tried his best to keep the message with his people and for his people to spread the message, and as to not lose the message. According to Islamic narrations and scholarship, his son Anush succeeded him, then Kenan, then Mahlabil, then Yard. On the next episode, the Nabi, prophet, to carry the message, Idris, also known as Enoch. Hello. How are you? I hope you are enjoying yourself so far. I have a favor to ask you. If you can, real quick, hit the follow button wherever you're getting this podcast so you'll be notified when I drop a new episode. Also, like, comment, and share because sharing is caring. Thank you. Thank you again for tuning in to another episode of the Conversation Piece Podcast. I am your humble host, Akila, requesting that you join me again. So, until then, be safe, love, and value yourself so that you can love and value others. I bid you adieu with the greeting, Assalamu alaikum, peace be with you.